guys, I share commands today, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Glad to have you all here talking a little bit of raids and some positive vibes, some love your way today, especially if you need it out there. Man, I've had it 24 hours. My little fella had heat exhaustion yesterday. He went on to the zoo on a field trip with his class, and it's the worst, man. It's the worst. Feeling so helpless when you have a loved one, especially a child in need, feeling really, really down in the dumps. Just doing my best to keep the little fella cool and hydrated right now, Pedialyte, etc. But anyway, I'm not editing this video, so if he comes running in the next room, I apologize for it. But doing a lot better today. So, today is a big day, right? It is the clan versus clan, which I imagine a lot of you guys are going to be fusing Gnut. Not Gnut, not Gnut, not Gnut. It's Gnut. At least I'm trying to get one for the first time ever in the history of the channel. I'm trying to get one champion's pronunciation right, and it's Gnut. I just want to start out the gate before we do anything, before we say anything about this guy. Because I have so many thoughts on him, right, that I want to share with you guys. But I just got to say he's a beast, man. I mean, it's probably not news at this point, but he's a beast, an amazing champion. He's one of the best fragments, the fusions. I wish fragment summon. One of the best fusions in the game in a long, long time since Helicath. At the very least, in my opinion. But he's right up there in those S-tier fusions, which are the coolest thing that Plarium can do, mainly because, well, A, everybody who goes for it gets a great champion, right? They can use in so many different areas of the game. But B, he's the ultimate catch-up mechanic, right? Think about it this way. Again, we'll get to his kit and his build and all the mistakes I'm seeing people make out there, etc., etc. But think about it this way, man. I mean, compare him to like a Septimus. I feel so bad for Septimus, man. Septimus is gonzo. Septimus is toast. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I mean, he's got a enemy max HP ability on a 4-turn cooldown that only hits one time. So much for the Spider God Septimus, right? Gnut is way better. They're both Spirit Affinity, and Gnut's a tank too because he's a defense-based champion. So what does this dude do? So anyway, yeah, a great catch-up mechanic. It gives somebody a champion they can really use everywhere in the game. He's incredibly versatile. You can even use him in early and mid arena. Great haul farming. And the funny thing is I see a lot of people saying, this is not an arena champion. And yeah, that's true for the most part. He's not going to be a meta endgame arena champion. However, with that said, I mean, his A2 hits hard enough to where if you didn't have like a Magnar build or a better defense-based nuker like a Solus or a Staltus Dragonbane, he could definitely get the job done. He doesn't hit, it's a 3.5 multiplier. It's not that bad. It's not that great, but it's not that bad. We're going to take him a quick little run in the arena, but really for a newer player, you could use this dude everywhere and he will absolutely skyrocket your progress in this game, right? Triple hitter on the A1. He's got turn meter control. Each hit, 3 hits, each hit has a 15% turn meter reduction. And then he has the freeze on each hit as well. Ergo, he's great in Fire Knight Normal and Fire Knight Hard. Really top tier control out of this A1, guys. That's very good. Very good. He's like a Allure, kind of, sort of. She has 25% on 3-time hitter, but then he also applies it to the hard with freeze, right? Very good A1. Fury of the Kings, A2, AoE attack, decrease attack, and weaken both big versions and a counterattack. This is a 3-turn cooldown. This is definitely, I'm just going to say it out the gate, definitely a champion worth booking. Champion that is a lot better when booked. He's worth it. He's worth it, right? Especially just get this A3 down to a 4-turn cooldown because it's that good of an ability. Anyway, before we go on to there, counterattack is great. Plus, look at this passive. When counterattacking, deals 100% of damage instead of 75% of damage. That's great as well. Counterattack is going to lead to more control and more damage from his A1, more Giant Slayer procs, more of everything. We love it. What a great synergy. And it's going to be dealing 100% of damage. So all ally attack and all counterattack for new players out there, right? For new viewers, all counterattacks and all ally attacks deal 75% of normal damage, not 100% of the damage they otherwise would. But he doesn't have that because he's got no holding back. He's Gnut. So anyway, on the 8th, I just want to say, decrease attack big version and weaken big version on the same ability is pretty hard to find. It's a pretty cool combo. On the A3, Blessed Bash, man. This is the big one. This is the big boy. This is the big gun. It's a triple hitter. Each hit is decreasing the target's defense by 3%, stacks up to 30, especially good in longer battles. We get a whole 30% decreased defense. That's fantastic. And also healing himself, 30% of the damage dealt, and he's dealing a lot of damage. And then it's based off defense and enemy max HP. Also has accuracy in dungeons by 80. Great dungeon aura as well. I have to point out his base defense. Anytime you see a champion in this game with over 1500 defense, little light bulb should go off. That is an S tier stat. That's a really, really high level base defense here, 1520. There's not that many champions over 1500, so it's noteworthy. Very tanky champion. It's nice for a defense-based champion as well. Of course, to get more damage out of this champion on his A1, his A2, and his A3 to a smaller extent, increased defense buff would be great to set him up with, obviously, right? His speed, about average, 9900 or so, maybe a little tick below average there. And his HP, about average again for legendary defense-based champion. All right, so let's go ahead and let me just say, okay, we've already made the point, right? This guy's amazing. He's amazing for so many players out there. You can use him everywhere. He's incredibly versatile. I'm going to go ahead and show you my favorite build on this champion. You can probably guess it. And that leads me to the first kind of, it's hard to say it's a mistake. But hear me out, right? I see a lot of people building him in lethal and in savage gear, right? Why don't we want to do that? Because, I mean, he's an enemy max HP champion. He's a champion who clearly shines in all area PvE. He's great in Relentless. He's great in Lifesteal gear. If you want to have him solo content or if you're early game with this champion, he's very easy to keep alive in Lifesteal, considering he's tanky A. He has a self-heal built in on his A3B, and then Lifesteal just adds more to it, right? So that's a great option for this champion as well. But to put him in Savage or Lethal, again, if you already have a Staltus Dragonbane, right? He's got a 2.1 multiplier times 2, 4.2 total. He's got a 4 godlike rating on his A3, or even a Magnar. Like, I'm taking my lethal and my savage. I'm going to use that on champions that I primarily use inside the arena as an arena nuker. And whether or not you think this guy is a serviceable or competent arena nuker in the mid game or whatever, I'd still rather have those champions be in my savage or lethal, right? And I also see a lot of players just absolutely maxing, going ham on this 1520 base defense, meaning they're scaling it up as high as humanly possible, which generally speaking is a good thing, except for when it comes at the sacrifice of other essential stats on this champion. Most importantly, accuracy, crit rate, some speed as well, right? You don't need his defense to be 8,000, or 7,000 or even 6,000. He's going to stay alive even with these stats, right? As a damage dealer control champion. Of course, the higher the better if you can min-max, if you have all god tier gear. Certainly not begrudging you by any stretch of the imagination. But stat priority number one, just to make sure we have it, is going to be accuracy, right? This guy's a Fire Knight god in this game. We want him to be landing the freeze and or the turn meter every single time. Moreover, probably going to be relying on this champion for decreased attack and weaken as well, right? So we really want that accuracy on this champ. So for that reason, I would implore most of you to go accuracy on the banner. Of course, you can go defense as well if you can get it from the substats elsewhere, but just make sure you have enough accuracy on this dude. It's really pivotal to getting the most out of his A1 and his A2, right? Crit damage on the amulet, and look at that, I got the crit damage ascension. Just need to farm some more Shogun, and then we can max it out eventually. We went defense on the ring, okay? We went speed on the boots. We went defense percentage on the chest. And we went crit damage on the gauntlets. No speed here, but still great crit rate and more defense on the Ascension. I had to go for it, right? Otherwise, we already talked about stat priorities, how we're building this champion, right? So we're looking for some speed, some accuracy, crit rate, crit damage, defense. So in terms of blessings, if you're lucky enough to have Gnut awakened. So there's a number of different ways you could take your blessings on this champion, right? I think that Brimstone is a great option, right? He's already dealing a lot of damage. Go ahead and try to get some more with Smite. You're going to have accuracy built on him anyway. So Brimstone is probably the direction that I would personally go. Of course, you could go with Cruelty, decreasing target's defense by 1% per hit. That kind of a nice synergy between the decreased defense that he already has built into his kit as well. So you get even more on top of that. So I think the Cruelty is a good option as well. Heck, you could even go Phantom Touch if you wanted to. Of course, attack is not going to do anything for this champion. Crit damage will, so take that into consideration no matter where you go for your blessing on this champion. You could even go, there's so many different directions, right? You could even go with a intimidating presence if you wanted to, right? If you didn't have another champion on the team. So that is the blessings. In terms of masteries on this champion, I went with support and offense, okay? Pretty much chalk here. I came down the offensive side, picked up some crit rate, crit damage, came down. Life Drinker is nice because we can even get, you know, a little bit more healing in there. Again, it's nice to have all those self-heals from this champion. Of course, I want to hug the left-hand side. I want to pick up Heart of Glory, want to pick up Single Out, bring it down, Methodical, want to come in with Kill Streak and end with Giant Slayer. Of course, Giant Slayer is the way to go. He has 2 triple hitters and counterattack in his kit. Giant Slayer is going to be a no-brainer to min-max that damage from Masteries. Support side of things, again, I just want to make sure that I have enough accuracy, so I went with Pinpoint, Charge Focus, Swarm Smiter. I came down, I went Evil Eye, Master Hexer to extend the duration of the decreased attack and the weaken in his kit. We don't need Sniper in this kit. We could go with Lasting Gifts as an option, right? It will not extend block damage, unkillable, raven death, or taunt, but it will extend counterattack, which is nice to have on this champion. So what we could have done is foregone Methodical, increase the damage inflicted by this champion's default skill by 2% each time it's used in the battle. However, that's very, very good for this champion, Methodical, right? Very good. And we need to pick up Kill Streaks to come over and pick up Giant Slayer. With all that being said, if we wanted to, instead of Master Hexer, maybe we can go in with Lasting Gifts. But Lasting Gifts is noteworthy to extend that counterattack. Sneaky good if it procs and extends. Also, again, Masteries to consider on this champion. Arcane Celerity. He has, you know, a couple of debuffs in his kit. He does have 1 buff with Rapid Response. I don't think it justifies taking the Mastery, though. On the defensive side of things, right, we could go with Tough Skin. We can come with Blast Proof, come right down to Resurgence, come down to Delay Death, and then come right in with Retribution and Deterrence to get more counterattacks from this champion. So again, if you have enough accuracy and you're willing to forego Master Hexer and or Lasting Gifts, then yeah, come down defense, try to get more counterattacks with Retribution and Deterrence on this champion, especially Retribution. So again, don't worry so much about min-maxing every ounce of defense. Keep in mind that enemy max HP ability is based primarily, the majority of the damage by far is not coming from that defense. That's only a 1.5 multiplier. It's really the 1/10 of the enemy max HP. That is a ton of damage. Even if he has very low defense, it's still going to deal a ton of damage, especially depending on how much HP the mob that you're targeting has. So lethal and savage, it's not going to do much in terms of extra damage from this blessed bash. So you don't need it. Save that for your nukers. Save that for your arena nukers. Okay, guys. I think we talked enough about this champion. Let's go ahead and take him into battle somewhere, right? And I'm going to show you, well, yeah, I think I'll show you a solo build before this video is over as well. So I'll rebuild him just for, I guess, more for like beginner players. And we'll show you with like some more like moderate or intermediate content, right? But first, let's do a quick damage check. Again, this is not where this champion's going to be primarily used in the arena, but I just want to do a quick little damage check just to see how bad or good he may be in Relentless gear. So we're going to set him up with an increased defense thanks to Mithrala Lightbane. We're going to remove all these buffs, hopefully, with Madame Ceres. And then he's going to come in with his A2 ability. Let's go ahead and see. I want to note, too, guys, that unfortunately, his animations are kind of slow. So take that into consideration. Make sure you're aware of that. Not that he's not going to be used on a bunch of amazing speed teams. I'm just saying that, like, especially as A1, he kind of takes his time. There, right? So he has the counterattack on himself, obviously. So he's going to go in there and bash to death anybody who hits him. There he goes again, right? Again, I mean, we're going against a Siphi here in a Pythion, so decent tankage. It's nice to have that freeze, right? He's landing the freeze off his A1 right there on Arbiter. Nice to have. He does go down, unfortunately, to the Magic Affinity Trunda. So yeah, I mean, like, listen, is he gonna knock the socks off the enemies? Not necessarily, but can he deal damage? Yeah, he can again in the mid game if you're looking for kind of a go second nuker in the arena. But again, that's not his claim to fame. Can we finish this, please, Arbiter? Can you revive him? Can he get his final blow in? We don't want to waste too much time in the arena in this video. Come on, man. All right, is Madame Ceres gonna end things? No. Is Mithrala gonna end? Okay. Arbiter, oof, oh, come on. Okay, there we go. One more quickie against a squishy team, right? Squishy team. Let's see what he can do with this setup against a squishy squad. So here we go, speed boost, debuff, A2. I think it's going to auto into A2. If he ever goes. And there he goes. Yeah, so around 50k damage or so, right? Around 50k damage. Not too great, not too bad. So again, a champion that if I had him on my mini account, man, and dude, I don't want to go for a fusion on one account. It's hard to muster up the patience, I would say, to go for him on 2 accounts. But shout out to anybody who did, man. Did you go for this champion on more than 1 account? Let me know in the comments below so I can give you some love if I see your comment, because good God, that takes a lot of patience. Fire Knight, hard, stage 10. This is where this dude's claim to fame is going to be. This is a squad. I'm going to come back to you guys when we get to the actual Fire Knight. But you'll see. And by the way, this is, obviously endgame content. But you can use this. I'll show you what I'll put him on a Fire Knight 25 team with a bunch of epics right after this. I'm just going to cut to the Fire Knight chase, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, here we are 2 minutes in. We just got to the Fire Knight. So I will show you like an all-epic team with Gnut as well after this is what I was trying to say, kind of disjointed there on Fire Knight normal. But this guy is a Fire Knight beast, man, a beast of a champion. I'm going to go ahead and get this shield down, hopefully apply some decreased speed. We do, as well as a heal reduction. So we have Tomb Lord in here as like a damage dealer, as a debuffer, decreased speed, super important. We have Coltart as another damage dealer, 4-time hitter on our A1 with heal reduction. We have Valkyrie with the shield and the counterattack. So I couldn't get rid of the shield. Oh, look at that damage. Look at that damage. Was that like 1.5 million damage there, guys? Off of that A3 ability? That's insanity, man. That is insanity. So I have his A2 shut off because I have Valkyrie already on the team with counterattack. So it's a bit redundant to have. This might be a new record time for yours truly here, guys. I used to have Foley in this position, by the way. A fully empowered, +4, fully awakened, 6-star Foley. If he can outdamage Foley, not awakened, not empowered, massive props to him. I'm not sure, I forgot what my best time is, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I have his A2 shut off because we already have counterattack on the team, and it's a bit, right here it comes, A3 again, right? Right now. Boom, boom. No, one turn away. But he's going to get it in here. On his A1, though, look at that turn meter. Look at that turn meter, guys. Keep an eye on the A1 as well with the freeze, right? All right. Come on. No, okay, here we go. That's his, okay, big. Ooh! New best, 343, 80 turns, man. Whoa, Gnut. Coming through with 4.4 million damage, my man. Oh, damn. All right, guys. Sorry, got a little excited there, but man, oh man. Looks like I got a replacement for my fully empowered, fully ascended, or whatever the heck, awakened, rather, Foley. All right, guys, so I just made a quick team here, just threw some of my faves in there, right? We got a Mausoleum Mage to supercharge Seer to get us through the waves a little bit faster. I didn't want to use Allure because it's nice to have an Allure option if you don't have Allure, but if you pair them together, it's even better. I didn't go in here and do anything in terms of the customization or anything like that, so I'm just going to go ahead and go through it manually. I'll come back to you guys when we get to the Fire Knight. All right, guys, here we go. 51 seconds, not too bad for the lack of a reset on this team. So we're going to come in here. We have, again, you know what? I don't think I need to even mess with anything, right? Let's just let it all play its course, right? Let's let Gnut does what Gnut does. Do what Gnut does. Anyway, here we go. Let's do this. So Heart Seeker lands. We come in here with the A1 turn meter reduction. It's so nice to have whatever we need. Fire Knight hard, Fire Knight not hard. We got it all. So we go in here with that big A3, 269k times 3, decreasing the defense. You guys saw that too on every single hit. He comes in with the A2, lands that weaken. He's a debuffer. He's a damage dealer. He's an extra turner, thanks to the Relentless set as well. He's a control champion. He's got it all. Look at that extra turn. We get that extra control. That turn meter prevented the Fire Knight from getting his shield back up again. And then Coltart comes in there, lands that Heartseeker, so it actually came into play. And boom, dead easy. And look at that. We didn't get a new best time, but we get a new best turns, which is pretty dang freaking cool. Imagine if we had a Kymar in here instead of a Tagore, right? To reset Seer, it'd be a new best time on stage 25 easily. Really, really cool there. Awesome champion. Guys, let's do a quick Hydra run. What I want to do, actually, before we do Hydra, let's do Demon Lord real quick, right? And let's go Ultra Nightmare Demon Lord. I'm just going to run him just to look at his damage. That's all I really care about, right? So let's look at his damage here. Let's just put it on auto for a moment here. All right, so we don't have any debuffs up yet, so let's just start out with his A. Let's start out with that A2. The counterattack's so nice for him to have. This is usually a team where I have Jintoro, where I have Gnut right now, so I just kind of swapped him in just to do a quick damage check. But I would, okay, so 280,000 damage times 3, excuse me. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage, guys. Ooh, that was pretty juicy. All right, guys, same team with Acrizia. Now, Acrizia has an enemy max HP ability on every single ability, which is her claim to fame. She's the goddess of everything PvE inside Raid Shadow Legends. However, the reason I want to compare is obviously enemy max HP is going to be the same number enemy max HP on the Demon Lord either way. So why are we making this comparison? I just wanted to illustrate how amazing and special it is. Again, step aside Septimus. Step aside, at least on this one ability, Acrizia, having a triple hitter, plus we don't have Weaken. Weaken added to a decreased defense. I mean, I'm stating the obvious here, but we're gonna get 25% extra damage, right? So if our math is right here, she should be hitting instead of 3 times enemy max HP. How special that is, right? She'll be hitting only 2 times, and it should be for around 25% less damage, give or take, because of the multipliers. But let's see. 200K. We were at like what, 250-ish or so? So we only get 2 times versus 3 times. Again, guys, hard to compare because she's got the enemy max HP on every ability. I'm just saying that is very special and a ton of damage. He's bringing his own Weaken to the table as well. Let me do a quick Hydra clan boss run, guys. Really quickly, man, we could be here all day with this champion. He's that special. But I do want to run him on Hydra. I've already used my Nightmare Brutal. I think I'm on hard right now. So let's go ahead and throw him. I have my hard team already. Let's just slot him in for another DPS. I think this is the hard team right here. All right, guys, so we're just checking out our man Gnut in Hydra Clan Boss. I am with Bivald of the Thorn as our Provoker. We have Mithril Lifebane. We have Mighty Uko as a Reviver, debuff for everything else, right? We have Inquisitor Shamil. We have Sissia Flametongue as a debuffer. And we have the man, the myth, the legend. It is Gnut. All right, let's go in, decapitate a head. I think he has his A3 off cooldown right now. I just want to do a quick damage check. Obviously, he has that counterattack. He's going to really, even for a champion with only 1 AoE attack, he's really going to stack up the damage just on all those counterattacks on top of everything else, right? So let's see if we can go in there and, geez, do we have any debuffs on anybody right now? I guess I should have ran somebody other than Sissia. Let's just go after the exposed neck and see what happens, right? A3, 200k damage times 3. He's got the built-in decreased defense. Not too bad. Listen, he's not Acrizia because he doesn't have it on the AoE on every ability, but his damage is definitely going to add up. And let's face it, what, 0.1000001% of people probably have Acrizia. I'm comparing him to literally the best champion in the game in terms of a PvE damage dealer, which is unfair, but he is the enemy max HP, so I think it's a little bit fair, right? But either way, he brings so much, man. He brings so much. What a cool champ, man. I think that anybody who goes after this dude is going to be using him probably, you guys let me know, probably automatically, no matter if you're even endgame, you saw how much he improved my Fire Knight team, Fire Knight 10 hard. I'm going to use him in Hydra. I'm going to use him in Fire Knight endgame. I'm sure I'm going to use him in Faction Wars. Might as well. I'm going to max my time there as well. And then TBD on the rest of the areas of the game. Granted, I just unlocked him, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I've, gone in through every little dungeon, but I have seen content out there. I saw YST had a video on Shogun using this champion. There's plenty of spider content. I was just checking out a spider video from Cold Brew earlier today, and I'm sure every content creator has awesome, like more dungeon-specific content for Gnut. Just search on YouTube, Gnut, in the dungeon that you want him in, right? And you're going to find plenty of content out there. Everybody's doing videos on this dude, rightfully so. He's so good. All right, so here he goes. That's just his A1 again there. I want to see him use his I want to get to 20 million damage before I switch over to Spider really quickly. You could have him solo stuff, right? You could put him in Lifesteal and just have him solo stuff. I mean, he's that good. Farm and like soloing stuff is not that cool in and of itself, especially if it takes you a lot longer, but it gives you the opportunity to use, to feed, or to make food, sorry, to make food as you farm, right? 2 birds, 1 stone, energy optimization. That's what it's all about in this game. So here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on. Does he have it available? Geez, this team's taken quite a lot longer than I thought they would to 1 key here, but we're going to get it done in a second. Let's come back in here. All right, do you have your A3? Do you have your A3 for me, man? Come on, Gnut. Oh, you just used it, huh? Whatever. Let's go ahead and stop right here, and let's just check out his damage. What do you say? End battle, end battle. We will keep the result and see what the little fella did here. So, not too bad. 4.8 million damage. He's right along there with Inquisitor Shamil. Siskia doing a little bit more. Of course, she's got the burns. It's pretty impressive for a champion who is literally has, one mediocre, decent AoE attack, and the rest is just coming off of counterattacks and coming off of the enemy max HP ability. All right, guys, so here we go. We have him in the Lifesteal and Perception gear now. So I would consider this more of a kind of solo build. You can use this to solo Spider into farm food in the background if you want to, right? So we can use, I'm just going to run him solo Spider 20 just to show you what he can do. The biggest thing to note here, though, guys, is that we have resistance built on him. 297 on the resistance now. We have quite a bit less on the defense. We could even go resistance on the chest if we needed to as well, because it's all about just basically doing, getting back to that A3 and healing himself in the interim. Furthermore, right, we want that resist to resist those poisons, so we do have resist on the banner. That's the only change that I made in terms of stat priorities, or I should say main stats on any of these accessories and artifacts. So here we go. Spider 20, just a quick demonstration. He should be resisting most of the poisons, but we're trying to aim for a little bit north of 300, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, we don't want to shut off his A2. That does take a bit longer, right, having his A2 active, but that's going to allow him to heal himself back up with all of those counterattacks. Wait till you see the A3. We have Weaken applied to the Spider Mother, right? We're freezing the heck out of everybody with the A1. That's nice. Killing the spiderlings along the way. Here it goes. Boom, boom, boom. 700,000 damage times 3. Not too shabby, my man. Not too shabby at all. All right, let me fast forward, take it to the end, see if you can actually get the job done here, but I'm not going to make you wait and watch while he re-kills the spider here. Be right back. All right, guys, here he comes in for the kill shot here. Took about 4 minutes or so, but, not bad for soloing. Of course, he can, CC the spiderlings as well. I want to, before I let you guys go, I mean, 1 million damage, no big deal. Times 3 right there, right? So solo stage 20, fantastic. I want to put him with my best team. Granted, I have him in the Lifesteal build. I'd rather just run him in the Relentless as before, but I want to put my best team as an upgrade for Cold Heart and see what that does. I have not tried it yet, but before I let you guys go, just because I'm having a good time in this video, I hope you guys are too, let's go ahead and, and throw him in there. I imagine he'll be prioritizing his A2, so let's make sure we go in with the Blessed Bash. So here we go, Spider 10, let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do. I'm not sure if everything's perfect on this team, but let's just try. Go in with the HP Burn, come in with Flame Eruption, come in with Artak, come in with Acresia, and then come in. Finally, my man gets to get his shot in here. 5 turns, make it 6. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. He's going to come in, boom, 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 1.4 million damage per hit. Per hit right there. Man, Gnut is a beast, a monster of a champion. I absolutely love this champion, guys. Let me know what you think of him. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's guide. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.